Hey, what is happening, everyone? Good to see you. Thank you for being here. XNYC Prepper. And I'm making today's video again and again, and I'll keep on making more about knife defense, because I don't need to tell you guys, almost every day there is a knife attack somewhere in the United States or in the world. And you need to learn how to avoid these attacks and how to stop an attack if it happens to you. And it could happen to you. It could happen to me. It could happen to anyone at any given time. So I'm here on my property, and I got the two bags here. As you can see, I got the Bob or body opponent bag, and I got an old school Wavemaster here. On my Wavemaster, I placed a tire, a used tire. I put it there so I could strike low strikes with my cane. Now, what I want to talk about is, we all know, or we might not all know, but a lot of us do, that, let me pull my knife out, hang on. When somebody pulls a knife out on you, all right? So let's say they got a knife out on you. And we are trained to attack, to try to attack the knife hand so he can release the knife, right? But not everyone can do this using a blunt object or a blunt weapon like a cane. So you think ideally, you know, if you hit somebody here in the wrist or the hand with this cane, you're breaking their hand, you're breaking their wrist, and they are more than likely definitely going to release that knife. But there's a chance that you might miss his hand. There's a chance that you might catch him up here and he'll withstand the blow. And he'll keep on lunging forward towards you and stabbing and stabbing and stabbing. He might be high on some crazy drug that he doesn't feel the pain. And he'll keep coming your way. So in that case, although this is my weapon of choice, and I know how to disarm somebody from a knife with using this because I've been training for such a long time, I don't recommend most people to do it. Okay? And I'll tell you the proper way to disarm a person with a knife. Now, second scenario. Somebody pulls a knife on you and you pull your knife out. Now you're in a knife fight. You're in a knife fight. There in that knife fight, yes, you are trying to cut his hand. You're trying to cut his hand while avoiding. Number one thing you want to do is actually grab his hand. You want to control that knife hand. So in the process, if you guys are sparring and you swipe his hand, you cut him, and you grab that hand, you grab that knife hand, then you are you're gonna be able to apprehend this guy. Once you got that knife hand, then you could do other attacks. You could stab him with your hand, your knife, or attack him with your hand, or whatever it may be. So yes, you want to grab that knife hand, and you want to cut the knife hand if you're using a knife. But if you're using a stick, a baton, a flashlight, a belt, because I love using a belt, don't think that you could attack that knife hand with a stick or with anything else, a blunt object. He's going to drop it. Okay? The way you do it is this. If somebody pulls a knife out on you and you have this bad boy with you, okay, there are two targets. Okay. Normally, if the person does not have a knife, the whole body's a target. Anywhere you hit with this, they're out. You're gonna win, right? But if they have a knife is so devastating. Just one stab will end your life. So your main objective is not to get stabbed, to keep him at bay You have here 5 feet of distance. You got 3 feet of cane and 2 feet of arm. But if you try to attack his knife hand, you try to attack that knife hand, you might miss. He might withstand your attack and keep on coming in like a crazy man with a knife. So what do? 2 targets, like I said. You take his legs out, number 1. But that's not the number 1 target. The number 1 target would be the head. A headshot. Headshots with a cane are very, very dangerous because you can kill that person. Assume that if you whack somebody in the top of the head, you killed them. So before you do it, make sure that you have no choice. Now, if somebody's attacking you with a knife like this, you have no choice. You have no choice. So there are 2 targets. The man was attacking, I'll go to court. The man was attacking me with a knife. He's about to kill me. I had no choice, and I had him hit him in the head, and he's out. Or I swung for his legs, I broke his legs, and then I hit him in the head. That's how you do it. So let me show you something real quick. How deadly a head attack is. You guys see that? Deadly. He'd be dead. Here goes the leg attack. As you step to the side. Here we go. He's right there in front of me. And then you go for the head. So those are the 2 main targets that you're using against a knife attack. Because that knife, it's about to end your life. And if you have a family member, you're with your wife or your kids, they might be next. You have no choice. Okay? So, keep your distance. He's here in front of me with a knife. Step to the side, attack his legs, come down to his head. Come back down to his head and hit him on the head as hard as you can with this. He will be knocked out cold. All right? Don't try this. That works in different applications. This is called a rifle strike. All right? That's a bayonet strike here. A rifle strike. But it's a great... But not against a knife. Because you might miss. You only got 2 targets. The number 1 target, the head. I should almost say you only got 1 target, which is the head. But you can get to that head quickly by breaking his legs. That might be the only strike you need. Once he gets hit in the leg, he might just fall to the ground. He might not be able to walk anymore. Then you could run away. All right? Talking about running away. Somebody's chasing you with a knife. Okay? Sometimes it's dangerous to run. Okay? Unless you're a fast runner, you're a young guy, you can sprint like I used to be able to run like for miles. But when you get old and when you're disabled, you can't run. You have to stand your ground. You have no choice. It's do or die. You need to react. You can't think about it. You need to practice these techniques. Okay? I recommend that if you're in a dangerous environment, which most of the world is nowadays, you're older, you're smaller, or anybody, if you're a good person, because this doesn't go for the bad guys. Bad guys already got guns and knives, okay? They're not going to give them up. They got guns and knives for a purpose, to use them against you. That's why they have it. They don't have it just to defend themselves. They have it to use it. Okay, so get yourself a bottle of mace. good one. Don't get that little tiny one. That's no good. Get a good size one that you can carry in your pocket. Make sure it's gel, because if it's gel, it's going to squirt out a gel. It's not going to squirt out a spray that might blind you. If it's windy, it'll come back and blind you in your face. So, for instance, when I'm in New York City, and I'm there often, and I'm walking around, I have a bottle mace here. I know, I got another one here. So it may sound extreme, but what if you drop one? What if it didn't work properly? What if you're attacked by different guys with numerous people? That's why I carry two. I carry also, oh, look, I got a neck knife. You see that? This is very, very sharp. I keep it on a lanyard. See? And I'm able to grab this thing really fast. All right, now the dogs are barking, guys. Because the neighbor's dog is barking. They're just like... It's nice living out here in the country. No problem. They could bark all they want. And again, yes. Like I was saying, if somebody pulls a knife out on you, and you do happen to have a weapon, your first objective in a knife attack towards you is to grab, to hold back, sustain that knife hand. Okay? Would it be great if you could just hit it and you could just drop the knife? Yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah, great. But if you think you're gonna do it with a stick or a flashlight or whatever, or cane, it might not work, and you're risking your life. The only thing that's definitely gonna work is if you keep your distance. If you have a cane, take his legs out or whatever. Let's say you have a small weapon, okay? Then you have to grab that hand while you step to the side and move and hit him in the head. It has to be a deadly blow. Okay? The head, go for his eyes, you go for the neck, okay? But it has to be deadly, because if you don't do that and you don't assure that assailant doesn't come back up, he's going to come with his knife and stab you and go crazy with it, okay? So, guys, train at least, and keep this in your mind. Say, hey, look, what am I going to do if I'm walking down? I'm walking down an alley, and what happens if two guys are coming up the other way? What am I going to do if they try to attack me? You got to run that scenario through your mind every once in a while. Don't be also looking up in the sky or looking down on your phone, and with no worries, and nobody's ever going to touch me, because that's dangerous. I'm not saying to walk around scared. Oh my God, no. Just be prepared. Be aware. Keep your mind open. All right? See everything. Watch everything. Be careful out there, guys. It's a dangerous world, okay? XNYC Prepper over now. Love you all.